Show that you know the game. Stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Zero tolerance for alcohol and tobacco use at all contests. Thank you for your cooperation, and go Knights! In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer to be offered by Emily Winslow.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for this opportunity that we have to gather together to watch the sport that we all love, and we're grateful for all the blessings that Thou hast given us. We ask Thee this day, Father, to please bless these teams with safety, that no harm will come upon them, and that we can all enjoy the game that we love. We're so grateful for this opportunity, and we say these things in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, if you will all rise and please face the flag for the playing of our national anthem. And now for the starting lineup, starting with the visitors from Penn, Harrisburg.
Welcome everyone to Southern Virginia University basketball from the Knight Sports Arena. It is men's basketball as we get ready to bring you Southern Virginia against Penn State Harrisburg. I'm Jim Bresnahan. I am joined by Nash Jones, and we're ready to bring you the Lions of Penn State Harrisburg against the Southern Virginia University Knights. It's a big game for the Knights. They are 2-9 in the conference, and they are 7-11 overall in the season, Nash. And right now they are 3 games out of the 6th spot. Wesley is at 5-6, and they are number 6 in the conference right now. The Knights are, again, 3 games behind the teams that are above them. And so really there's not a whole lot of room for error if the Knights hope to make the top 6 in the Capital Conference to make the postseason conference tournament. They can maybe afford 1 or 2 losses, and they probably can't afford any home losses.
Yeah, really tough being down, only being 2-9 in the conference right now. They're most likely going to have to win out, it seems like, here for the rest of the season. The next 7 games. Really tough because they've gone on a 6-game losing streak. Hopefully tonight they can cut that streak and get a good win here tonight against a pretty good team with Penn State Harrisburg. Last time these teams met up, Penn State Harrisburg coming out on top 74-68. Justin Prisby being the leading scorer in that game. I think we'll see another big game out of him and Aaron Rumbaugh, as Aaron Rumbaugh is the leading scorer for the Southern Virginia Knights, averaging about 12.4 points a game. Should be a really good game, should be a really intense game, I believe.
And the Knights will start. Sam Armstrong along with Aaron Rumbaugh, Alec Johnson. Spencer Brown gets the start today, and Cale Thornton. And Cale Thornton has been on a tear offensively the last 3 or 4 games. He has just emerged as one of the top scoring threats right now in the Capital Athletic Conference.
Yeah, Thornton averaging 11.8 points a game and being the leading rebounder on the game with 7.4 rebounds a game, and has the best field goal percentage shooting 62.4% from the field. He should be another big contribution to this team today.
And so the Knights, again, will go with Sam Armstrong, who also started on Wednesday at Mary Washington. He had a pretty good scoring game against Mary Washington. We're ready to go. LU jumping center with Cale Thornton. Knights will get the ball first to begin play here in the first half. Southern Virginia women defeated Harrisburg in our first game today, 72-66. And Nash, that was a huge win for the women of Southern Virginia.
Yeah, that game was awesome for the women here on the team, making them have a good run towards the playoff spot, being 5-7 now in the conference.
Cale Thornton couldn't get his first shot to go, so Harrisburg now will have their first offensive possession. Jump shot no good for the Lions outside. The rebound knocked around, picked up by Coleman. Brandon Coleman gets the offensive rebound, so Harrisburg gets another try on their first offensive possession. Step back jumper on the way by Khalil Williams, and he nails it to give the Lions a 2-0 lead. Harrisburg coming in 2-9 in the conference, 6-12 overall. Knights 2-9 in the conference, 7-11 overall. Armstrong, three-pointer, got it!
Big time three-pointer there for Armstrong, getting the first basket of the game.
And the Knights are on top, 3-2. Sam Armstrong, again on Wednesday, doing a lot of scoring on the road at Mary Washington. He's got a fantastic three-point shot. Here's a jumper outside, up and no good by the Lions. Coleman missing that three-point shot. Back come the Knights. Alec Johnson, man-to-man defense. Johnson's got it, working on Keenan Wise of Harrisburg. And Armstrong hits another three. He has 2 threes in the first couple of minutes, and the Knights lead 6-2.
You know, the last time we saw back-to-back threes was from Corey Stout in the women's game when she went 3 threes in a row. Hopefully they can have another one just like that.
And Rumbaugh with the steal, the layup.
What a great steal by Rumbaugh, as we were talking about him being the top scorer in this game.
And Harrisburg wants a timeout right off the bat. In the opening 2 minutes, they call a timeout. As the Penn State Harrisburg coach, Don Friday, he does not want this game to get away early. And already the Knights are on top by 6.
Yeah, Sam Armstrong getting those back-to-back threes. Aaron Rumbaugh getting that good steal, getting his hand in there. Not afraid to go up for the layup, maybe draw a little bit of contact. But overall, good way to start this game off for Southern Virginia.
Yes, Sam Armstrong, a couple of threes. Aaron Rumbaugh right there with the steal and the layup, and suddenly the Knights have a 6-point lead. Just 2 minutes and 3 seconds into this game today. Then the Knights came in 2-9 in the conference. York is the leader along with Salisbury at 9-2. Then Christopher Newport 8-3. Mary Washington 7-4. Frostburg 6-5. Wesley and Marymount both 5-6. And then the Knights are at 2-9. If they could get a win today and beat Marymount coming up on Wednesday, they would improve to 4-9 and get a little closer to being in the top 6. Again, it's still a long way to go. The Knights have a lot of winnable home games, and they're probably going to have to get some road victories down the stretch as well. Harrisburg inbounding. They get it to Keenan Wise. He's working against Alec Johnson. Driving layup attempt is good. Brandon Coleman gets the basket for Harrisburg. 8-4 now. Outside, Spencer Brown's got it to Armstrong, who's already got a couple of threes. Brown drops it off to Alec Johnson. Shot clock is down to 7 now. Johnson way outside is bumped Bumped by Aliu, and that'll be the first foul of the game. Aliu picking up the foul. And that really bailed out the Knights because the shot clock, Nash, was winding down.
Yeah, good little play there by Southern Virginia. Justin Prisby checks into the game now for the first time. Hopefully we see a pretty big game out of him too. He was the leading scorer last time they played Penn State Harrisburg.
Although he's been struggling on offense to get his points in the last 3 or 4 games as Rumbaugh gets it over to Johnson. Johnson over to Armstrong for a 3. No, it rimmed out. Rebound, Cale Thornton. A lot of contact inside, and we're going to have a foul called on Harrisburg.
Good rebound there by Cale Thornton. Was a pretty good shot selection there by Sam Armstrong. Thought we were going to get the third 3 of the game for Sam.
Just went in and rattled around and came back out.
Yeah, maybe might have put a little bit too much on it, but overall was a pretty good shot. Cale Thornton obviously doing a good job of getting the rebound.
Frisbee has the ball. Armstrong now. Back out to Prisby. Now they go to Rumbaugh on the left side. Aaron, step back jumper, no good. Thornton almost got the tip in, and Prisby comes away with the rebound. Way outside is Armstrong, drops it off to Alec Johnson. He drives down the lane, behind the back pass knocked away from Thornton. Would have been a fantastic play if that ball had gotten through. Johnson's got the ball. Now Rumbaugh to Prisby. Jumper up and no good. Left it short. Rebound Justin Prisby, but he lost the ball. And it's finally torn away by Harrisburg.
A really fast-paced game so far already. As we saw Keenan Wise tell his team maybe slow it down a little bit.
This is Coleman with it. Coleman in the lane. Outside. Gives it to Hanif Nelson. Shot clock's down to 5. A drive by Williams, blocked by Prisby, and the shot clock goes off. And I think they're going to call that a shot clock violation, and the ball will go over to the Knights.
Good block there by Justin Prisby. The ball didn't go out of bounds, which was nice for Southern Virginia as they grabbed the ball in. Penn State Harrisburg unable to get the shot off on time.
So the 5 right now on the floor for the Knights. Armstrong, Prisby, Cale Thornton, Rumbaugh, Alec Johnson. Harrisburg making a few substitutions. And the Knights with a 4-point lead. We played over 4 minutes, and Harrisburg only has 4 points. Prisby working between the circles. Now they go from left to right over to Rumbaugh. Down low, pass kicked out of bounds. 8 on the shot clock for the Knights. Rumbaugh looking to get it into Thornton. He does. Cale got free.
Good play there with Cale Thornton. I think if Southern Virginia wants to get a pretty big lead, that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to find Cale down low, make sure he gets that ball off the board.
And the Knights have jumped that lead now to 6. Pass inside in the paint. Tough pass to handle. Pulled away by Hanif Nelson. Jumper on the right side. No shot taken. Cale Thornton, though, running into the Harrisburg player, Chris Bang, and the foul will be called on Cale Thornton. The Knights will send Bennett Canlin into the game for the first time. The 6'7" sophomore from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, replacing Thornton, who just picked up his first foul. And now Kellen Winslow will check in for the Knights. Six-point lead for the Knights. Jumper by Harrisburg, up and good by Anthony Bennett Jr. He's averaging over 12 points a game. The junior hits to make it 10-6.
Yeah, good shot selection there by number 10 as he has a pretty good left-handed shot.
Yeah, averaging 12.7 points for the season. Knights lead by 4. Tough man-to-man defense by Penn State Harrisburg. Johnson off to Rumbaugh. And now Canlin's got it with 6 on the shot clock. Canlin spinning for the hook, and it rimmed out. And Harrisburg comes away with it. Beneath Nelson out of control. They're going to call a foul on the Knights. Kellen Winslow will pick that one up. Four-point lead for Southern Virginia. Inbounds pass knocked away. Picked up by the Lions. Bennett working against Winslow. Fires the jumper. It's no good. And a big rebound there for the Knights. Alec Johnson up the right side. Baseline. No look pass to Canlin. Back to Alec. Jumper. Good.
Nice little play there for the Knights. Good job by Alec Johnson. Pretty good no-look pass, which drew the defense off of him a little bit. He was able to get that good shot off.
And the Knights now have a 6-point lead. Pass down low to Bing. Working on Canlin. Backs his way in and can't hit off the glass. Rumbaugh with the rebound and the head pass to Alec Johnson. Johnson spins it back to Aaron Rumbaugh. And now Winslow back to Rumbaugh. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Shot clock's at 14. Frisbee will try a 3. Up and no good. Knights by 6. And a foul inside going to be called on Bennett Canlin. That's going to be the 13th foul of the Knights.
Bennett Canlin kind of wanting the call to be more of a flop. He doesn't feel like he put any contact on him. As Chris Bing maybe put a little bit of acting into that one.
And we got a media timeout. 12:51 to go here in the first half. It is Southern Virginia on top, 12-6. We'll break away for this message.
I signed up for my first art class, and I just fell in love with what we were doing. When you're learning, you need to be challenged to a point that you're willing to work harder, and that's what I needed.
To me, I felt like I didn't just want to learn how to create art. I wanted to know what to create art about.
The things that you read and you see and you expose yourself to automatically come out in your art. And you can't separate what you're letting into your mind with what's coming out in your art.
Part of being an aspiring artist is not only developing your artistic voice, but also you have something to say. And honestly, I would have nothing to say if it weren't for its education.
Welcome back to the Knight Sports Arena. Jim Bresnahan along with Nash Jones. And Nash, we have played now over 7 minutes of this first half, and the Knights have only allowed 6 points, and they've got a 12-6 lead.
Yeah, so far doing a pretty good job on defense, having Penn State Harrisburg commit only 2 turnovers. Knights not having any turnovers, which is really good here in the beginning of the game. Rebounds would be Southern Virginia has 6. Penn State Harrisburg having 5. It's really close there again. Still a pretty good game.
Here's Bing with it. Working on Thornton, reverse layup, and that was a nice shot by Chris Bing against a very tough defender, Cale Thornton, to make it 12-8. So the Knights lead is now down to 4. Olson Hardy has it, puts into the game along with Jaron Anderson. Hardy spinning in the lane. Anderson with it. Shot clock at 5. Winslow driving, and he couldn't get the roll. Rebound to Harrisburg. They try to fast break the other way. Hanif Nelson with a jumper, no good. And a call for a foul inside. Looks like it's going to go against the Knights. Cale Thornton will pick up his second. And Spencer Brown will replace Cale Thornton. Cale just really hasn't had a chance to get involved too much in the offense. And now he's going to the bench, Nash, with those 2 fouls.
Yeah, that's going to be really tough here. Cale Thornton, that's one guy you don't want to rack up a lot of fouls, even though he plays an aggressive defense, which is good for Southern Virginia.
Dante Vaughn missing a floater in the lane, but there's Bing for the rebound. Khalil Williams will shoot the jumper, and he hits it, and he is fouled by Prisby. And Khalil Williams, the 6'4" junior out of Philadelphia, hits the basket, and he's got a chance at a 3-point play as Prisby picks up his first foul, and that'll be the 15th foul on Southern Virginia.
Williams has a chance here to cut the lead down to 1, as he does.
Makes it 12-11. 5-0 run by Harrisburg after they trailed by 6. Now Harrisburg with the backcourt pressure. Knights trying to work it across the timeline, and they just do. Outside to Winslow. He'll try a 3. It's blocked by Harrisburg. Loose ball picked up by the Lions, and they get the layup on the other end to take the lead at 13-12. One-point lead for Penn State Harrisburg. Knights trying to reclaim the lead with a basket. Chris Bing and Brown collided, and they call a foul instead away from the ball, I believe on Kellen Winslow, maybe an illegal pick. He picks up his second foul, and suddenly Nash, the Knights have 16 fouls, which means that Harrisburg will be shooting foul shots the rest of the first half.
Yeah, that's going to be really tough now for Southern Virginia. That could come back to bite them. Still being 11 minutes left here in the first half.
A long way to go in this game with a 1-point lead is Harrisburg. Down low, Bing working inside, and he backs his way in and gets the basket. Chris Bing, a 6'6" freshman from Philadelphia. And now Harrisburg, which was trailing 12-6, now on top 15-12. That's a 9-0 run. Anderson thought about taking the 3, goes baseline. And the foul, I believe, will be called on Khalil Williams. Guarding Anderson, Williams picks up his second foul. And Williams will check out of the game. .20 on the shot clock. Pass to Anderson, and it hit the end line as he picked it up and dropped it on the end line, and it's going to be a turnover for the Knights.
That's going to be the Knights' second turnover already here in the game.
3-point lead for Penn State Harrisburg. Long outside jumper, up and no good by the Lions. Missed by Chimuma, and the rebound to Southern Virginia. Knights trying to snap this scoring drought. They had a 12-6 lead. Harrisburg on a 9-0 run and a steal on the pass. And the layup is jammed home by Brandon Coleman, the 6'3" freshman from New York, Pennsylvania. He makes it now an 11-0 run.
Southern Virginia not doing very well right now as they started off really hot.
Frisbee in the lane, got free for the basket.
Frisbee doing a good job right there, getting up and over the defender.
17-14. So that snapped an 11-0 run. And the Harrisburg Lions have a 3-point lead in the ball, and a foul called inside away from the ball. And it looks like Canlin will be called for that foul, mixing it up with Bing. That'll be the 17th foul, so Harrisburg will shoot foul shots. Harrisburg has a big chance here, Nash, in this second half of the first half to get a lot of points potentially from the foul line, as Bing hits the first foul shot of the one-on-one. as a team. Harrisburg came in shooting 66% from the foul line. Four-point lead for the Lions. And the lead stays at 4 on the missed foul shot. Rumball is back in there for the Knights, along with Alec Johnson, joining Anderson, Canlin, and Armstrong. Anderson thought about taking the three into the corner, and now a foul will be called, I believe, on Bing. That'll be his first. Just a 14th foul, though, on Harrisburg.
This is right where the Knights need to capitalize. This is a crucial time right now for the Knights being down 4 with 9 minutes left.
Knights have been struggling on offense since they had a 12-6 lead. Just the Prisby basket in that time. Armstrong gets it over to Anderson. Shot clock at 10. Hanlon with 4 on the shot clock. Anderson, long jumper, no good. Big rebound for Aaron Rumbaugh. And he throws it over to Anderson, who drives down the lane and draws the contact. And he kind of got bailed out by the Penn State Harrisburg defense because he was really off balance and was going to have a hard time making that shot. Instead, he was able to draw the contact, pick up the foul, and as a result, get 2 foul shots.
Yeah, that was a really good play by Anderson. Now he's just going to need to connect on these 2 free throws right here. Penn State Harrisburg playing really good defense, making Southern Virginia take all their time on the shot clock. That's probably about the 5th time that the shot clock's gotten down to about 5 seconds.
The foul was on Brandon Coleman. That was his first, and that was the 15th foul on Harrisburg. So Jared Anderson to the foul line. He'll shoot 2. And he missed the first foul shot. Anderson came in hitting 76.5% from the foul line. And that one misses. And Aliu picks up the rebound for the Harrisburg Lions, who now lead by 4, and they've got the ball. Keenan Wise with it. And now it goes to Coleman. Outside of Tamuma, and he misses from outside. Oh, Johnson corralling the rebound, and the Knights have a chance to cut into that 4-point deficit again. Johnson to Anderson, blocked from behind. Ball pops loose, it goes out of bounds. And it's going to be Knights basketball with 17 on the shot clock.
Knights really getting another second chance here to score. Haven't scored in a while. Being down 14-18. One thing that's been really good, though, for Southern Virginia, not a whole lot of turnovers. Only having 3 turnovers here so far. Really need to keep that number down. Just really what's been hurting them is those fouls.
Rumball works his way in. Blocked. Shot was blocked by Aliu, I think it was. And now Harrisburg with a 4-point lead in the ball again. Down low, Tamuma off the baseline, drive, and he's going to be going to the foul line to shoot 2. They're going to call a foul on the Knights. And Prisby will pick that one up. That's going to be his second. So Spencer Brown will check in, and we'll see if Prisby comes out, having drawn his second foul. Of course, Cale Thornton already has 2 fouls.
Yeah, that's been really tough not having Cale in right now, because he's kind of the guy you look to go down low to maybe get shots off the backboard.
Now a 5-point lead. It'll be Canlin coming out of the game. The senior for Harrisburg, second foul shot, got them both, 20-14. Harrisburg at one point in this first half trailed 12-6. And now with a 20-14 lead, they have outscored the Knights 14-2 since being down by 6 points.
Which is really a struggle here for the Knights. They really need to find that spark to get going again.
And now they're facing backcourt pressure. And the pass is almost thrown out of bounds. It is thrown out of bounds. Prisby not able to save it. And it looked like Harrisburg kind of just sprung that backcourt pressure out of nowhere, and it kind of took the Knights off guard. So 7:47 to go. 20-14 is your score. And we'll take a break here from the Knights Sports Arena for this message.
My name is Bailey Rusick. I'm a sophomore here at Southern Virginia University, and I'm from Highland, Utah. Currently, I'm the activity senator, and I'm also on the golf team. This season is only a couple weeks in, and it's going great. We have a lot of potential, and we could go really far. I would recommend everything about SVU. I love the fact that I know all my professors personally, and that they know who I am, and they know my goals, my desires, and they're here to help me achieve that. You come to love this campus and appreciate it and feel like this energy that comes from it, and then you go home for a little bit and you just want to be back. Anyone who's considering to come out to SVU, just do it, because the opportunities here are amazing. I think that's what matters most.
Jim Bresnahan and Nash Jones again back here at the Knights Sports Arena. What a turnaround it's been here in the first half. The Knights playing very good defense early on. Harrisburg really struggling with their offense, Nash, in the opening minutes. And the Knights actually had a 12-6 lead, and since then they have been outscored 14-2, and it's gone from a 6-point Knights lead to a 6-point Harrisburg lead.
Yeah, really, Southern Virginia looking to find that spark again, as we saw at the beginning of the game with Sam Armstrong going back-to-back threes, which was really nice, and then Aaron Rumbaugh getting a really good steal and getting a nice lay-in, going up by 8 at the beginning of the game, but now kind of losing it, slowing down a little bit. But Penn State Harrisburg coming out, drawing fouls. That's what's really hurt Southern Virginia here in the first half, is those fouls.
Lions going to work down low. Good pass inside. Layup goes down for Harrisburg, and they've got an 8-point lead now with 7:30 to go until halftime. So it's a 16-2 run now for Penn State Harrisburg. Rumbaugh gives up his dribble, and it's going to be a 5-second call. Turnover. Aaron Rumbaugh, Nash gave up his dribble, and no one was able to get over to him and get the ball away from him. No teammates were able to get free to get a pass.
Yeah, this Penn State Harrisburg defense just playing really well, not really giving Southern Virginia any room, not allowing them to get any passes off. Aaron Rumbaugh not knowing where to go or who to pass it to.
And now the Lions will go to work with an 8-point lead. Wise out front to Hanif Nelson. This is Chimuma working against Prisby. Off balance shot, and he got the shot to go off the glass. Not sure how many times, especially against a tough defender like Prisby, that you'll see an opponent make a shot like that. Tough defense, man-to-man by Harrisburg. 10-point lead for the Lions. Jumper by Prisby, no good, left it short, knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Knights basketball. It is now an 18-2 run since it was 12-6 Southern Virginia. Knights could really use a basket. The only basket they've had for a long stretch of time was a Prisby jumper. That was their 14th point. They're still on 14. Here's Prisby backing his way in, and he couldn't get the shot to go. Battle for the rebound, knocked out up front to Armstrong. Anderson thought about taking the three, pulls inside, shoots the jumper. It rims out, and the rebound to Harrisburg.
Really tough there for Southern Virginia not being able to score off that, as they haven't scored in a while.
Well, Harrisburg's got a chance to build the lead to maybe 12 or 13 with a basket. Pass down low to Bing, and he has a wild shot, no good. Good defense by Spencer Brown. Good defense there to guard, and knocked him at the foul. And Alex Johnson with a push-off is going to pick up that foul. A lot of contact as he brought it up court, and that foul was called, Nash, because Alec used his elbow, his arm, to shove away the defender.
And that's one thing hurting this team again. That's the 9th team foul. One more foul, and that's going to put them in the double bonus. And then after that, Penn State Harrisburg's going to go to the line and shoot 2 after every single foul.
And Harrisburg itself only has 5 team fouls, so the Knights are still a couple of fouls away from going into the one-on-one. Bing working on Brown. Bing backing his way in, got free, and he missed the easy shot inside. He had a good look at it, couldn't score. Prisby breaking the other way, all the way, blocked. And we're going to have a foul called on Penn State Harrisburg. That'll be their 6th team foul, as Ian Wise, the freshman, will pick up that foul, and Prisby will go to the foul line to shoot 2. He gets a chance to score here from the foul line. But, you know, since that 12-6 lead, Nash, that the Knights had, if Prisby makes these foul shots, he'll have been the only one who has scored for Southern Virginia over a very long stretch of time as he makes that foul shot.
Yeah, that's been really tough for Southern Virginia as he is able to come away with the first free throw. Hopefully he can connect on this second one, and that can spark Southern Virginia to start cutting that lead down as we move closer to halftime.
And he misses the foul shot, the rebound to Bing. Knights have 3 points in a long stretch of time, all 3 points belonging to Prisby. In the meantime, they've been outscored 18-3. Bing with it down low, working on Prisby, backing his way in again. And he passes to a teammate, or attempted to throw it over to Keenan Wise, and he threw it over his head and almost hit somebody in the audience.
Southern Virginia really wanting that double dribble called on Bing as he was down low. Looked like he might have been moving, picked his ball back up, and then started to dribble again, but
Fred Thomas checking back in for Penn State Harrisburg. Knights trying to get that offense going. Closing in on the 5-minute mark. And we're going to have a foul called on Keenan Wise. That'll be the 17th foul. And so it's going to be a 1-on-1 coming up for Alec Johnson. Johnson and Wise, they've been shoving back and forth as Johnson brings the ball up court.
As we said at the beginning, this is going to be an intense game. These two schools having the same record, both wanting that Capital Athletic Conference win.
They had a wild game last year, too, where Harrisburg had 5 technical fouls in the second half of last year's game that the Knights were able to win. That got very physical last year. Now, obviously, Nash, a lot of those players from last year did not return for Harrisburg, but I'm sure the returning Knights remember last year's game. And Alec Johnson got 2 big foul shots there. So right now the lead is 7 for Penn State Harrisburg. Spencer Brown commits the foul and fouls Anthony Bennett. And Bennett got away from Armstrong. That's almost one of those plays for Brown. You got to let him go or foul him so much he can't get the shot off. Instead, he fouled him after he released the ball. And it could well be a 3-point play.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, Jim, is, you know, you don't, if you're going to foul him, you probably want to give him a good enough foul to where he's not going to make that shot. Penn State Harrisburg just doing a good job of getting the ball up, drawing the foul.
And he'll try to complete the 3-point play and does not. So the lead is 9 right now for Penn State Harrisburg. And a steal by Bennett, and they're going to call him for the foul. He almost picked Alec Johnson's pocket and would have had an easy layup, but he got called for the foul instead.
Alec Johnson really lucky right there. Now he's going to come to the line. Hopefully can come away with 2 free throws right here.
They must have said he got him with the body because it looked like, as far as the ball was concerned, the hand got all ball. Johnson misses the foul shot. Rebound to Aliu. Knights are really struggling on offense, Nash, even from the foul line. Harrisburg going to work with a 9-point lead. Thomas passed down low. Oh, what a shot by Anthony Bennett Jr. Basically a reverse layup. And a nice pass, too, by Thomas. And now Harrisburg has an 11-point lead. And a foul going to be called on Aliu over the back of Spencer Brown. So Brown will now go to the foul line. And he'll have a chance to give the Knights some points from the charity stripe.
Yeah, Southern Virginia not doing very well here so far from the free throw line, shooting 3 of 7. Penn State Harrisburg shooting 4 of 6 from the free throw line. And it's things like that, Jim, that those are going to come back, and those might be the deciding factors here in this game.
Colson Hardy checking in for the Knights as Brown hits a key foul shot there. He'll get the second end of the 101. Hardy replacing Armstrong. So you got Brown out there along with Jaron Anderson, Brumbaugh, Alec Johnson, and Colson Hardy. And Brown misses the second foul shot. Lead is 10 points right now for Harrisburg. And we're under the 4-minute mark. Thomas working on a room ball. Pass to Bing. Bing, baseline. Fouled by Spencer Brown. Back to the foul line for 2 foul shots. Will go Bing. Yeah, Spencer Brown picks up his second foul. So Brown's got 2 fouls. Prisby's got 2 fouls. You know, Cale Thornton, who's really been the main offensive force for the Knights over the last 3 or 4 games, he's picked up his second foul earlier in the first half, and he has not returned to the game since then.
Yeah, I think Coach Caputo really wants to save his fouls for the second half. Not in the case that Cale's going to be fouling, but Cale's an aggressive player, so he's really more likely to pick up those fouls.
Well, remember in the women's contest, Southern Virginia trailed by 8 at halftime. They came back in the second half to win by 6. And the Knights may need a repeat of that here in the men's contest. 29-18, Harrisburg by 11. Both teams came in 2-9 in the conference. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson off to Anderson. Thought about taking the 3, hesitated, went baseline instead. Drops the pass off, it's a turnover. And here come the Lions, breaking the other way. Layup, up and good. A circus shot by Anthony Bennett Jr. How did he get that one to go?
That was just a great shot right there by Anthony. Really just, he drawing contact. Probably won the foul, you know. Gave the fans a little bit of a gun show after the shot, too.
And here's Alec Johnson trying a jump shot. He hits. That's the first Knight, other than Justin Prisby, to break into the scoring column, probably for what, about 8 or 9 or 10 minutes.
That's what it seems to be. Alec Johnson getting a good little jumper right there.
31-20. This is Bing working on Brown. Bing off the glass, too strong. Rebound, Aaron Rumbaugh. Here come the Knights, down by 11. Aaron trying to go all the way, lays it up. Off the glass, too strong. Brown with a tip, no good. No foul called. Back the other way goes Bennett all the way, off balance, missed the shot, tip no good, and the ball is tipped outside to Spencer Brown. .2:12 to go to halftime. 11-point lead for Penn State Harrisburg. Alec Johnson outside to Spencer Brown. Now Jaron Anderson, top of the key. He got it.
That's
31-23.
Really clutch shot there. That's just what the Knights need.
Timeout is going to be taken by Penn State Harrisburg. We'll keep it right here. 1:51 to go to halftime. That was a huge three-pointer by Jaron Anderson, as the Knights have closed that lead down to 8 after Harrisburg had jumped the lead up to 11.
Yeah, Anderson getting a good shot right there. Really, that's what's going to spark this offense right now. And that's what's been lacking here in the first half, is the offense has been kind of slow. Really haven't gotten that good push since the first couple minutes of the game, as we're down to 8 right now. Really, if they're wanting to cut this lead down probably to about, hopefully, get the game tied, realistically, probably cut the game down to about 4. they're going to need to be smarter with their passes. As you saw, one drive coming down, probably should have taken the layup instead, trying to pass it under, get it across, ball gets stolen. That's one thing. Penn State Harrisburg having 2 steals, Southern Virginia only having 1. Really not a whole lot of turnovers for Penn State Harrisburg, and that's another thing too. Southern Virginia having 7 turnovers here.
Knights really struggling though on offense. 8 of 24 for field goals and only just 4 of 9 from the foul line.
Yeah, and that's 5 points that Southern Virginia could have, which would have the lead cut down to 3. Hopefully here in the last couple of minutes and into the second half, those free throws can start connecting.
So a reminder, the Southern Virginia women, they trailed by 8 at halftime today. They came back to defeat Harrisburg, 72-66. It was a big win for the women. And at 2-9, the men are hoping to get their 3rd win of the conference. But right now they trail Penn State Harrisburg by 8. Bing, double team, back out. They go over to the left side now. Long jumper on the way, up and no good. A rebound though, on the way by Williams, no good. Pulled down by Harrisburg, another offensive rebound. This is Coleman, off balance jumper, rimmed out. Several big misses there by Harrisburg, and here come the Knights trailing by 8. Rumbaugh, right side, jumper off balance, good!
Aaron Rumbaugh, such a good shot right there, off 1 foot. Looking a little bit like Dirk Nowitzki right there. Seriously, putting that leg up, getting space, getting off that off-balance shot. Such a good shot right there.
31-25, a 5-0 run by the Knights. After they were down by 11, they've cut it down to 6. This is Coleman driving to the basket, a circus shot, layup, good.
What a good little shot right there, going up and under.
8-point lead for Penn State Harrisburg. 42 seconds to go in the half. Shot clock at 15 for the Knights. Rumbaugh, top of the key. Shot clock at 8. Spin move. Great pass to Spencer Brown for the basket. 33-27. And now Harrisburg will play for the last shot of the half.
Rumbaugh really making a difference here in this game. Such a good play by him, finding Brown down low. Brown just being able to go up and put his hands up on the glass.
Down to 8 seconds. Jumper near the foul line, up and no good by Williams. Knocked out of bounds. Harrisburg's basketball with 3.6 seconds to go in this first half.
Rumbaugh thinking that ball went off Harrisburg as he went to go get the ball. He held back, hoping it would be the Knights' ball. Harrisburg going to need to get this shot off pretty fast, having only 3.6 seconds left.
Canlin's in. Spencer Brown is out. 3.6 seconds to go. Knights down by 6. Inbounds pass, knocked out of bounds by Aaron Rumbaugh.
It'd be really nice here if Southern Virginia could get this ball back really fast and get down, maybe get a pretty good half-court shot.
See if Harrisburg tries to go inside or outside with just less than 4 seconds on the clock. Outside to Coleman, misses the shot, and that will do it for the first half as the Knights trail by 6. And remember, they were trailing 31-20. They were down by 11, so they were able to outscore Harrisburg down the stretch 7-2 Nash, which allows them to go into the locker room only down by 6.
Yeah, that's a good way to cut this lead down. Aaron Rumbaugh doing a good job here in the last couple minutes, getting a couple good shots, getting a couple good assists too. Really, the big thing here is they need to be more careful with the ball. They need to be better with their free throw shooting. I think Coach Caputo's going to go in, and he'll probably give him a pretty good talk, I would expect.
Yeah, when you look at the Knights, they were not shooting very good. 10 of 26 from the field, just 4 of 9 from the foul line. Rebounding was pretty even. Knights did have 7 turnovers. One of the keys for Harrisburg in that first half, they only had 3 turnovers.
Yeah, that's one thing Harrisburg really did a good job of holding on to the ball, not being really careless with the ball, which was really nice. Hopefully, this next half, Southern Virginia can put a little more pressure on them, make them force a couple bad passes, and hopefully score some points off turnovers.
So again, your halftime score here, it is Penn State Harrisburg 33 and Southern Virginia 27. We'll take a break from the Night Sports Arena.
Subway. So we got the student section over here and the girls basketball team down here. All right, you can spread out. We got the airplane jumpsuit, American flag. How about that guy? He's patriotic. All right, you got people airplane. Come on down. I think this is going to be a close one. I have a feeling. We're going to have to let Coach Stevens make the choice. I can see it right now. Paper airplanes all over the place. I like it. Yeah, we got room down here if you want. All right. Everybody got the proper modifications. Everybody's aerodynamic, right? All right. All right, here we go. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. for the rest of this school semester. No pressure. Hey, let's clap him on, folks. Come on, get ready to dance. I'm gonna stand right here. I got a good feeling. Right here. All right, go ahead.
Welcome back to the Knight Sports Arena. Just a couple of minutes away from getting the second half underway of Southern Virginia and Penn State Harrisburg. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Nash Jones today. And at halftime right now, it is Penn State Harrisburg leading Southern Virginia 33-27. And Nash, that was the first half of runs. And remember, the Knights actually led early 12-6, and then Penn State Harrisburg went on a nasty run to build an 11-point lead at 31-20. And then the Knights were able to close right before halftime on a 7-2 run, so they're down by 6. And remember, in our first game today, the Southern Virginia women were trailing Harrisburg by 8 at halftime. They came back with a big second half and won their game by 6 points, and the Knights men's team hoping for the same thing.
Yeah, that's really, hopefully that Southern Virginia karma can come back. Hopefully give them a good spark. I think right now, one big thing is Cale Thornton was out a lot of that first half because he was in a little bit of foul trouble. So hopefully this second half he gets in more, use him down low a lot. Another big thing was there was a lot of free throws missed. So that kind of, maybe dogged down the tempo a little bit.
Yeah, the Knights were 4 of 9 from the foul line. They were just 10 of 26 from the field. They did hit 3 3-pointers, but again, when you look at the stats, their shooting percentages for the Knights were down, and again, just 3 turnovers on the part of Penn State Harrisburg. You wonder if they can keep that up.
Yeah, and hopefully we'd like to see Sam Armstrong come out with another back-to-back 3-pointers here in the first half. I think a big thing too, Alec Johnson doing a pretty good job down low.
Yep.
And we can't forget about Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown also doing a really good job down low. And Aaron Rumbaugh. Aaron Rumbaugh really sparked that last 2 minutes there in the half. Pretty good turnaround jumper, and then came back with a turnaround, nice little bounce pass down to Brown, who could just go up and put a nice easy layup in.
Now, when you look at the conference standings, as we talked about at the very beginning, both these teams are 2 and 9 in the conference. So I don't know if it's mathematically the situation, but certainly the loser of this game today is going to be in a very tough stretch to try to make the Capital Conference tournament. Even the winner is going to be, again, maybe 2 to 3 games behind the 5th or 6th place team. But the loser of this game could well be out of the conference tournament race. And so the Knights know they have to come back in the second half to keep their conference tournament hopes alive.
Yeah, really what Southern Virginia really will have to do, what both teams will have to do, is pretty much win out the rest of the season. The next 7 games, it seems like, in a really tough spot. Southern Virginia having a 6-game losing streak right now, hoping to snap that here tonight.
The Knights do know that if they can get the win to go to 3 and 9, they do play Marymount next Wednesday. Marymount's 5 and 6 heading into the action today. So the Knights have a chance to knock off the team right ahead of them if they can get the victory today. They play Marymount on Wednesday. We'll have that game for you Wednesday night here from the Knight Sports Arena. Now, second half play is underway. Harrisburg by 6, and we'll see who gets off to a good start here in the second half. And right off the bat, a foul is going to be called on Cale Thornton. That's his 3rd foul.
That's one thing we talked about, was making sure Cale doesn't start racking up those fouls, because he's a key player. We need him down low, getting those rebounds, getting those shots on the glass. So that's a really tough spot right there.
So he's going to stay in the game for now. Shot clock for Harrisburg is down to 15. And the shot is no good, and a great rebound there by Aaron Rumbaugh. So the Knights down by 6 with the basketball. Rumbaugh outside to Armstrong. He had a couple of threes early in the first half, not one since. Rumbaugh, off-balance jumper, fades away from the basket and misses, and the rebound goes to Harrisburg. LU with it outside, guarded by Cale Thornton. Coleman off to Williams. Khalil Williams, reverse layup, good. 35-27. See if the Knights can respond to the Harrisburg basket. Pass inside to Rumbaugh. Good pass to Cale Thornton, and he is fouled. They'll make him earn it from the foul line. Tony Caputo's thinking Nash must be that Cale Thornton really did not see a whole lot of time in that first half. He only played 5 minutes, and even though he picked up his third foul, they want to get him some playing time and hope that he doesn't pick up a fourth foul.
Yeah, and that was one thing, too, in the first half that really hurt Southern Virginia. They fouled a lot early, which put them in the bonus, which sent Harrisburg to the line quite a bit, which Harrisburg shot 5 of 8 from the free throw line in the first half.
Colson Hardy checking in for Alec Johnson. Cale Thornton got the first foul shot. He got the second one. And the Knights close back to within 6 points at 35-29. Man-to-man defense by the Knights. Ball knocked out of bounds by Aaron Rumbaugh. We've got Hardy out there right now along with Armstrong, Spencer Brown, Rumbaugh, and Cale Thornton. Coleman looking inside for Aliu, working on Thornton, who's got 3 fouls. Aliu fouled apparently from behind, and they're going to call that on Rumbaugh. So that's the second team foul on Southern Virginia.
They're going to want to take these fouls slow, too. We don't want to start fouling early in this game, so...
Yeah, back in the first half, the Knights got them into the 1-on-1 with about, 9 or 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, that's what it seemed to be, which really hurt them and let Penn State Harrisburg get a pretty big lead on them.
So Aliu makes the first foul shot. And the second foul shot on the way. And it gives Harrisburg now a 8-point lead. Backcourt pressured by Penn State Harrisburg. And they now drop back defensively. Hardy misses the 3 out of the corner. Harrisburg with an 8-point lead in the ball. Over to the right side, jumper by Khalil Williams, up and no good. And the battle for the rebound, and Trent Thomas comes away with it for Harrisburg. Looked like 3 Knights were battling Nash for that rebound, and it went to Harrisburg, and Williams misses the shot, and Spencer Brown comes away with the rebound there.
Knights trailing by 8. Hopefully they can start connecting on some more passes down low, maybe get Cale down there a little bit.
Cale Thornton is going to be called for his 4th foul, and I guess they're going to call him for a moving pick. Wow, he has picked up 2 fouls here in the second half, Nash. One was a little touch foul, the back, and that was a moving pick foul. And Cale is going to come out of the game with his 4th foul.
That's really tough right there, bringing out Cale, being one of the big guys here in this game, picking up his 4th foul. And that's going to have to get it done without him, most
Cale
likely.
only played 5 minutes in the first half. He's only played 3 minutes here in the second half. He's been one of the Knights' leading scorers the last 3 or 4 games. Aliu off the glass with a hook shot, good. Now Harrisburg with a 10-point lead. The Knights need to respond now, down by 10. Spencer Brown's got it on the right wing. Armstrong. Outside jumper is good by Sam Armstrong.
Such a good little shot there by Sam Armstrong. Give him a little bit of a fake, making him jump, getting around, getting the shot off.
49-31. Coleman with it outside. Right side jumper, up and no good. Khalil Williams grabs the rebound. And Spencer Brown underneath will pick up the foul instead. There was a lot of contact both ways. And they're going to call the foul on Spencer Brown. So Brown has just picked up his third.
Southern Virginia really not wanting that foul. Really, like,
yeah, Khalil Williams went over Brown's back. They didn't call that, but then Brown submarined him, and they called that foul. So Brown's got his third foul. And Nash, as you talked about, the team fouls are starting to mount up. And now we're going to have a moving pick foul called on Chimuma of Harrisburg. That'll be the second team foul on Penn State Harrisburg.
Coach Caputo really jumping on these refs here in the first half. Kind of giving them a hard time.
And the pass to Armstrong is thrown away by Harrisburg. They retrieve it, and Chimuma driving is going to be called for a foul. Let's see who picks up the foul. It's going to be a charging foul on Chimuma. So the Lions got the steal, Nance, but then on a layup attempt, they pick up a charge. And both teams are now hitting a lot of fouls. 4 team fouls for the Knights, 3 for the Lions, as the referees are trying to get a hold of this game. Game's gotten really physical. 7 total fouls already called here in the second half in the opening 4 minutes.
And we've talked about these two teams being intense teams with each other, as we talked about last year and earlier this year.
And a foul is going to be called on the Knights inside. That one will go against Bennett Canlin. That'll be the 5th team foul on the Knights. And the 3rd foul on Canlin. .31 Lions. 8-point lead for Penn State Harrisburg. They look down low for Bing. Working on Canlin. Got 3 and scores. And Canlin mixing it up with Bing. And this may just be a warning as opposed to a foul on each player. They were mixing it up after the basket. And that was a situation, I think, Nash, where the referee just wanted to make sure there weren't any further things that could lead to maybe things getting out of control here in the second half.
Yeah, it just seemed like Bing kind of came out after that shot, maybe just humping his fist in excitement. Canlin just kind of right there, and it looked like maybe a little bit more was going on. Not really. Pretty harmless play right there.
10-point lead for Harrisburg. Shot clock is at 12. Canlin driving to the basket, and they're going to call a charge on him. That will be the 4th foul on Canlin. And the team fouls, Nash just continuing to mount here for Southern Virginia. 16 fouls now for the Knights. Canlin's got 4 fouls. Cale Thornton has 4 fouls. A lot of action in the first 5 minutes of the second half. 9 total fouls have been called in the first 5 minutes. Driving off the glass, shot is no good. Prisby with the rebound. Pass to Spencer Brown inside. Brown wheeling, shooting, trying to get his shot off. And over to the right to Prisby for the jumper. 41-33, lead is down to 8. Trying to play some tough defense here. Keenan Wise on a drive, misses the shot. Chimuma with the rebound, and he puts it up and in. 43-33. Armstrong almost lost the ball. Tries to get it across the timeline. They do. Hardy's got it, lost it. Picked up by Keenan Wise. He'll try to go coast to coast, and he gets the layup to go, and now the lead is 12.
The Knights really going to need to cut this lead down. Really struggling with the ball, being pretty careless with the ball, it seems like. Penn State putting really good defense on them, too.
Brown with it on the left side now. He goes to the foul line, gets it off to Colson Hardy. Hardy drives to the basket, weaving through traffic, and he picks up the foul, and Colson Hardy will get 2 foul shots. And we've got a media timeout with 13:33 to go. It is Penn State Harrisburg 45 and Southern Virginia 33. We will break away for this timeout here at the Knight Sports Arena. Play really getting physical. We have played about 6.5 minutes into the second half. Already 10 total fouls called, 6 on Southern Virginia, 4 on Penn State Harrisburg, and probably a few fouls that were called.
Yeah, and that's one thing in this game. What really happened in the first half was Southern Virginia committing a lot of fouls, taking Penn State Harrisburg to the line. Penn State Harrisburg kind of bringing that back towards Southern Virginia here in this half. And it's really tough too. Cale Thornton picking up 2 fouls quick in the second half. So he's been taken out of the game because with one more foul he will be out of the game. So that's really tough here with only 13.5 minutes left in the second half.
Yeah, Cale Thornton has 4 fouls. Canlon also picked up his 4th foul, and so the Knights will have a few substitutions in. Winslow will check in. And we got Spencer Brown out there along with Frisbee and Jaron Anderson. And Alec Johnson also getting ready to check in. And remember, Nance with 16 fouls now on the Knights. Harrisburg will be shooting foul shots the rest of the way home, and we still got 13.5 minutes to go. Hardy hits the first foul shot. Colson Hardy, 2 big foul shots there to make it 45-35. So the lead is 10. Lions going to work. Leading by 10. They led by 6 at halftime. Long jumper. Rims out. Rebound to Harrisburg. Foul call on Chimuma. He ran over Kellen Winslow.
Chimuma trying to make his case to the ref that he wasn't pushing off, and that was more of on Kellen Winslow, but from our looks, it looked like it was a pretty good contact on Chimuma's side.
And Cale Thornton checking back in, Nance, with those 4 fouls. So Cale Thornton, again, checking back in. He's got those 4 fouls. As the Knights down by 10, will work it up court. Pressure applied here by the Lions. They get it to Frisbee, over to Anderson. Winslow open for a 3, and he missed it. Thornton had the rebound and lost it, but it's off of the Lions, so it's still going to be nice basketball.
I think Penn State Harrisburg is going to try and get Cale that 5th foul here pretty soon. They're going to sit here and work him probably down low and maybe try and give him to draw an offensive foul.
Nice pass to Anderson, who gets free for the basket. 45-37. Yeah, they've got number 40 into the game now. Bing. He's a really big player down low. You wouldn't imagine they're going to give it down to him and see if they can get Cale Thornton to pick up that 5th foul. Pass almost knocked away by the Knights, retrieved by the Lions. They pass it inside, it's almost lost. They go way to the left side now, driving shot, and foul is going to be called, I believe, on Alec Johnson or Prisby. It's going to be on Prisby. And that will send Harrisburg to the foul line as the Knights have put Harrisburg into the 1-on-1.
That's going to be really tough here for the Knights. Already seeing them in the 1-on-1 with 12-14 left in the game.
Anthony Bennett Jr. will go to the foul line, averaging 12.7 points a game. He missed it, but the rebound is tipped outside.
I think that's the second time, Jim, that it seems like multiple Knights go up for a rebound. And it seems like they tip it away.
Cale Thornton coming out of there with it, and he threw it away. Back comes Harrisburg on a break. Over to Bing. And did Cale Thornton pick up the foul? If so, that's his 5th. And the foul will be instead on Prisby. So the Knights keep Thornton out there for now, but now Prisby's got 4 fouls. So Prisby's got 4. Hanlon's got 4. Cale Thornton has 4. And now Penn State Harrisburg is just a couple of fouls on the Knights from being in the double bonus. Bing hitting the first foul shot. Harrisburg led by 6 at halftime. They currently have a 9-point lead. Got a lane violation on Harrisburg. Missed a foul shot anyway. Knights will have the ball down by 9. And Harrisburg with that backcourt pressure. Knights working across the timeline. It's knocked away and a foul's called on Harrisburg. And now they've got their 16th foul.
Harrisburg really just putting triple team there on Southern Virginia.
Well, as you can see, Nance, foul shooting is really maybe going to decide this game, or at least help to decide it.
Still not a whole lot of turnovers here in this game. Southern Virginia still with 7 turnovers. Penn State Harrisburg with 3.
Inbounds pass comes to Rumball. Knights down by 9. Anderson, 3, good! 46-40.
That'll be Anderson's second 3-pointer of the game.
Driving to the basket. Great block by Cale Thornton. Khalil Williams tried to go up and under, and Thornton was ready for it.
What a good block by Thornton. That got the crowd going right now. Hopefully that will spark it a little bit. Maybe get everybody a little excited.
46-40.
Crowd definitely letting him know that he was blocked real hard by Cale. I think Penn State kind of wanted Cale's 5th foul to come right there. But Cale doing a really good job.
Inbounds pass. 14 on the shot clock. Off the glass, shot no good. Alley-oop, grabs the rebound. Johnson steals it from him. And a foul is going to be called on Penn State Harrisburg. That'll be the 17th foul. The Knights will go the other way for a 1-on-1. So we have almost played 9 minutes, and now we have 15 total fouls called here in this second half of action.
It'll be really nice here if he can make both these free throws to cut that lead down to 4, because that would be the closest Southern Virginia's got here in the second half.
They were down by 6 at halftime. Johnson hits the foul shot. And he got them both, 46-42. Knights are within 4. Trailed by 9 just a couple of seconds ago. Knights playing tough defense. Cleo Williams near the foul line. Passes it inside to Aliu. Foul from behind going to be on Aaron Rumbaugh. And that'll be his second. So Aliu will go to the foul line to shoot 2. Two-shot foul coming up here. Aliu was fouled in the act of shooting. He gives his team a 5-point lead now. Missed it. Cale Thornton grabs the rebound. Knights down by 5. Chance to actually get within 2 if they can hit a three-pointer. Johnson outside to Anderson for the 3, and he couldn't get the shot to go. And the rebound to Penn State Harrisburg. They got a great look from the top of the key, though, for Jaron Anderson for a 3 that could have pulled the game to within 2 points.
Yeah, that would have been really nice here for the Knights as they're coming down 5. This crowd really getting loud now, kind of putting the pressure on Penn State right now.
Look at the numbers. Harrisburg still only has 5 turnovers. That's amazing, considering how tough the defense has been for Southern Virginia today.
Yeah, really, both teams doing really well. Both teams having 26 rebounds apiece, where Southern Virginia's come back more on the defensive side and picked up 20 rebounds on the defensive end of the
Aliu
court.
in the paint with a hook shot up and no good. Rebound by Khalil Williams. And they're going to call jump ball possession arrow. Knights are going to have the basketball, trailing by 5. Backcourt pressure by the Lions, trying to get a Knights turnover. And the Knights work it up court. Winslow's open for the jumper, and it rims out. A tough miss for Kellen Winslow. So Winslow had a narrow miss on a 3. Nash and narrow miss on a 3 for Anderson. Thomas misses on a 3-pointer for Harrisburg.
Harrisburg still unable to make a 3-point shot so far here in this game, going 0 for 4 from the 3-point line. Southern Virginia going 4 of 13 from the 3-point line.
Neither team is shooting very good.
Shooting 14 of 35 from the field. So Southern Virginia is still not doing that bad. Their free throws have come back really well, shooting 10 of 15 from the line.
And they're only down by 5. And Winslow lost the ball. It's on the floor. And the Knights retrieve it, get it up court. Now suddenly they got a 2-on-1 break. Anderson all the way, scores.
Anderson really being a spark here so far in this game. That's going to be his 8th point here so far.
47-44. The Knights are within 3 points. That's as close as they have been in a while. Foul line jumper up and no good by Harrisburg, and the Knights have the ball. They can actually tie this game with a 3-pointer. Remember, they were down 46-37. They've outscored Harrisburg 7-1 since then. Anderson for the 3. Good! And we are all tied at 47. And a timeout will be taken.
What a good shot by Jaron Anderson right there, tying this game up.
8:31 to go, and we're all even. Let's break away for this message here from the Knight Sports Arena.
I'm Michael Gibbons. I've been here since 2003. I am currently the Dean of Students and Vice President of Student Life. I'm new in that role, but I've been at the school for some time. You know, being in a small community, I like the fact that I can ride my motorcycle. I'm not scared to get out on the roads here. It's a safe, fun little community. I think the main reason students need to consider SVU is the unique education that we offer as a whole individual. We do the academic thing really well, but there's also social growth and spiritual growth and emotional growth. As a parent, I had 4 children who have attended here. I wouldn't pick any other school for my children over SVU.
Well, for the first time in a long time, the Southern Virginia University Knights have tied this basketball game. In the second half, they trailed at one point by 9, 46-37, and now they have come from behind to tie the game at 47.
Yeah, and this is looking a lot like the girls' game. We talk about that a lot as they were down going into halftime and then bringing that lead back.
Yeah, Southern Virginia women, they were trailing by 8 at halftime, and they came back and won by 6. And Jaron Anderson is really making some big shots right now.
Yeah, Jaron having 13 points now here in the game. Shooting from the three-point line, shooting 3 of 5. Doing a really good job. Sam Armstrong comes into the game, also shooting really well from the three-point line, going 2 of 3. Hopefully those two can help us get this lead back in this game and come away with a double win.
Knights trying to pick up their 3rd conference win of the season. Harrisburg again led by 6 at halftime. They lose the ball. It's almost lost, but the Lions retrieve it with 15 on the shot clock. Pass inside, knocked away by the Knights. And a foul is called on Coleman. Brandon Coleman will pick up that foul, and the Knights will go to the foul line to shoot foul shots here. They've got a chance to take the lead for the first time in the second half and for the first time in a long time in this game from the foul line.
Anderson looking to take the first lead of the game, or of the half, I mean, for Southern Virginia. They've been down this whole entire half.
And so Southern Virginia has its first lead since the first half. They led early 12-6. And this might be their first lead since that time period. Anderson hitting them both. Harrisburg doesn't have a lot of turnovers in this game, Nash, but then again, they're really struggling to find offense right now.
Yeah, Southern Virginia putting really good defense on them right now. And this crowd really helping out.
Knights by 2. Khalil Williams outside to Wise. Long jumper for Harrisburg is no good on a 3-point attempt by Hanif Nelson, and now the Knights have a 2-point lead in the basketball. Nice pass inside to Cale Thornton, wasn't ready for it, and the ball's on the floor, picked up by the Lions. And they're going to say the Lions stepped out of bounds, and the ball is going to go over to Southern Virginia.
That's going to be the 7th turnover here for Penn State Harrisburg. Knights really looking to capitalize off that turnover.
Inbounds pass to Cale Thornton. He's still got 4 fouls and still out there. Doing a great job playing with those 4 fouls. Rumbaugh with the ball right now to Armstrong. Nice, methodical, working their clock a little bit. Anderson, long 3, and it's short. And the rebound to Harrisburg. Bennett to Williams. Khalil Williams driving. Got it down low to Bing, and he scores as Cale Thornton wasn't going to contest that shot with those 4 fouls. ties the game at 49. Aaron Rimbaugh gets it over to Armstrong. Howard Johnson will back his way and drops it off to Jaron Anderson. Anderson driving right side. Gave up his dribble. Anderson's got to hurry. Gets it over to Armstrong. He'll fire the three. And it is good. Talk about getting a roll.
Sam Armstrong coming in with a big-time three here for Southern Virginia. Getting a good bank shot here at the buzzer.
It rolled and came back in after going out, and then the other way, the Lions get a basket. And I believe if that's on Cale Thornton, that's his 5th foul. The basket and the basket counts, and Cale Thornton just picked up his 5th foul. And now Khalil Williams has a chance to tie this game from the foul line as Cale Thornton fouled out, trying to contest that shot down low. And we got a timeout on the court. 6:12 to go in regulation. Your score, Southern Virginia 52 and Penn State Harrisburg 51. We'll take this timeout here from the Knight Sports Arena.
Hi, I'm Richard George. I'm one of the vice presidents here at Southern Virginia University. I'm an Olympian. I was also a member of the United States track and field team in 1975. And I think the same qualities, the same motivation, the same drive that makes world-class athletes also makes good students. In college, I did track and field. It worked perfectly for me and my education because I could achieve goals athletically that were very similar to the types of goals that I had academically. As I look at the opportunities here at Southern Virginia University of participating at the NCAA level and also have an unparalleled academic experience coupled with an environment that is LDS standards, I think that combination is hard to find. I don't think there's a better opportunity anywhere on earth to do that.
Welcome back to the Knight Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Nash Jones. We've got 6:12 to go in regulation. Right now, Southern Virginia on top of Penn State Harrisburg, 52-51. And the Knights have hit some big three-pointers here in the last couple of minutes. Jaron Anderson and Sam Armstrong with that shot that rolled around the rim, hit the back of the basket, the backboard, and then rolled back in. And that was a shooter's touch basket.
Yeah, Sam really having a good shot right there. Got the crowd going. Really, it's going to be a good rest of the game here in the last 6 minutes.
Khalil Williams will try to get the three-point play with the foul shot, and he missed it.
One tough thing, though.
Still have a 1-point lead.
One tough thing, though, is going to be Cale out of this game now. Cale Thornton fouling out just before this.
Howard Johnson gave up his dribble. 10 on the shot clock. It'll be Prisby up the left side. And Armstrong's going to have to fire at the buzzer, and he missed it. But a foul is called inside on Penn State Harrisburg.
Armstrong looking for that buzzer beater three again.
Yeah, you'd have heard of the crowd if that had gone down. So Hanif Nelson picks up his first foul. And Justin Prisby will go to the foul line. This will be a 1-and-1. The Knights have a 1-point lead. 5:41 to go. And he missed the foul shot. And a foul on Canlin, I believe. That's going to be his 5th. So he is fouled out of the game. Knights have their second player to foul out. And instead of Prisby maybe knocking down a couple of foul shots, that would have given the Knights a 3-point lead here, Nash. Now the other way, Penn State Harrisburg has a chance with 2 foul shots to take the lead back. Now Spencer Brown will replace Bennett Canlin.
Penn State Harrisburg shooting 9 of 16 from the free throw line. Southern Virginia coming back, doing a really good job the second half from the free throw line, shooting 12 of 18.
Chris Ping, the foul shooter. He ties the game at 52. Southern Virginia won the women's contest between the Knights and Harrisburg, 72-66. 2 foul shots for Bing, and Harrisburg reclaims the lead at 53-52. Backdoor pressure by the Lions. Rumball weaving through traffic. Nice pass to Brown, over to Armstrong, and he cannot hit the 3.
What a good pass right there. No look pass, kind of drawing the defense off. Getting Armstrong that wide open 3, just unable to connect.
Williams over to Bennett, and he misses a long 3-pointer. Knights again have a chance to retake the lead. Alec Johnson gives up his dribble. Gets it back from Spencer Brown. Shot clock's at 10. Rumball double teamed. Gets it over to Spencer Brown.
What a good play right there. Rumball bringing on the double team. Spencer Brown just getting open, getting the ball off the backboard.
And the Knights have the lead back at 54-53. See who's going to shoot this ball for the Lions. Bing's got it outside to Wise, and he connects on a 3. Keenan Wise, the freshman guard, hits from the top of the key. 2-point lead now for Harrisburg. Closing in on the 4-minute mark. Alec Johnson to the left side, gets it back. He'll try a 3-pointer, and he cannot hit. Prisby with a big rebound, fouled, and he'll go to the foul line to shoot 2. What a great rebound by Justin Prisby.
Prisby going to really need to connect on these next 2 shots to cut that lead down, tie this game back up.
And Prisby misses. He has really struggled this season from the foul line. Justin Prisby this season, as we mentioned, kind of struggling from the foul line. 32 of 60 from the foul line is 53%, but he was able to get that last one. That closes the deficit down to 1. .345 to go, 56-55, Penn State, Harrisburg. Khalil Williams in the paint, shoots the jumper, and he hits. 58-55. Harrisburg continues with that backcourt pressure. Knights working up court to Jaron Anderson. He'll try the 3-pointer. It's off the side of the backboard, pulled away by Armstrong. Anderson gets it down low to Prisby, and he scores.
What a good play by Prisby.
Justin Prisby.
Prisby going up and under the defender right there.
58-57. Passing inside to Aliu. Nice over to Williams. He's fouled. Khalil Williams did not like the foul. Thought it was maybe a hard foul. Jaron Anderson got him. And that was just a matter of making sure Williams did not score the basket. Although I'm sure if you're on the receiving end of that kind of contact, Nash, you don't take it too well.
Yeah, especially with these 2 teams who've had a lot of history going back and forth, and it was a good foul by Jaron Anderson, getting up, making sure he doesn't get a shot off, at least. Just getting a little heated here towards the end of the game, under 3 minutes. Score so tight.
So that was only Anderson's first foul. And Khalil Williams will go to the foul line. He'll shoot 2. He missed it, left it short. to shoot right into that student section, which is not easy. And he missed them both. 58-57, Knights trying to take the lead back. And Alex Johnson had his shot blocked. Anderson picks up the loose ball. He drives and had his shot blocked by Aliu, and they're going to call a foul. And Jaron Anderson can give the Knights the lead back if he can hit 2 foul shots.
Anderson really going to need to connect on these 2 shots to get this lead back.
Anderson short on that foul shot. He can tie if he can make the second one.
Anderson still the leading scorer here for Southern Virginia with 15 points. Sam Armstrong right behind him with 11.
And the second foul shot ties the game at 58. So it is 58-58. As Spencer Brown checks in for Anderson. 2:47 to go. This is the kind of game you wouldn't be surprised at all, Nash, if it goes to overtime, or maybe even triple overtime. Let's see who's going to take this shot now for the Lions in this tie game. Coleman with it. Outside, almost all the way. Goes into the backcourt. It was touched by the Knights, so the shot clock does not reset, though. It's 10 seconds to go. Long three-pointer, up and no good. And the rebound to Prisby. Prisby fouled from behind. Going to go on Anthony Bennett Jr. That's going to send Prisby to the foul line to shoot 2. But again, remember, he came in hitting only 53% from the foul line.
Prisby looked to be a little shaken up there on that foul.
Timeout is taken. We'll keep it right here. 2:18 to go here in the second half. It is 58-58. And if anybody watched the game a year ago here at Knight Sports Arena between these two teams, again, different personnel to a certain degree, but a lot of fouls in that game, a lot of physical play, and 5 technical fouls in the second half last year against Penn State Harrisburg. This game doesn't have the technical fouls like we did a year ago, Nash, but a lot of fouls and a lot of physical play.
Yeah, a lot of fouls here as Penn State Harrisburg picking up their 10th foul, personal team foul. So that's going to send Southern Virginia to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Justin Prisby, though, again, he came in from the foul line 32 of 60, 53.3%. Which is kind of surprising, but it's because he's a pretty good shooter. His field goal percentage is 53.1% this season. And I'm sure Tony Caputo would like to see him make both foul shots right here. Knights are 14 of 22 from the foul line so far in this game. Of course, Penn State Harrisburg not a whole lot better. They're 11 of 20, actually a worse percentage.
Southern Virginia really pulled away kind of with the rebounds too, having 36 rebounds here in the game, having 27 defensive rebounds, not having a whole lot of offensive rebounds, only having 9, but still out-rebounding Penn State Harrisburg 36-30. Still not a whole lot of turnovers either for Penn State Harrisburg, only having 6 turnovers. Southern Virginia having 12.
So even though Prisby was the one, it looks like Spencer Brown replaces Prisby. Prisby was the one fouled, but he went down hard, and apparently they're going to replace him due to the injury. And have Spencer Brown shoot these foul shots, and he hits the first one. They're working on Prisby right now on the Knights bench. And Brown got them both. 60-58, Knights by 2. What a great comeback by Southern Virginia. They were down by 6 at halftime. Trailed by 9 in the second half. And now lead by 2. Three-pointer outside, up and no good. Long rebound comes to Penn State Harrisburg. This is Coleman driving through the paint, and he loses the ball, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Knights. 1:56 to go. And now a timeout taken by Penn State Harrisburg. So 1:56 on the clock here, Nash. 60-58. Anybody's ball game. It's maybe going to come down to foul shooting. Could maybe come down to a turnover, even though Penn State Harrisburg has only had 6 turnovers today. The Knights only have 12 turnovers themselves.
Yeah, these next 2 minutes are going to be really crucial here for the Knights. Being up 2, they're going to need to be really careful with the ball when they have the ball, not being super careless with it, taking advantage of all the rebounds they get too, as they seem to be doing really good on the rebounds. If Penn State Harrisburg's going to come out with this game, they're going to need to maybe slow down on the fouls. Fouls are coming pretty fast for Penn State Harrisburg as they picked up their 10th personal on Prisby, but Brown coming in to shoot for him, going up 2.
Yeah, the Knights again came in with a record of 2-9 in the conference. Penn State Harrisburg also 2-9 in the conference. Both of these teams trying to pick up a much-needed third conference win, because the loser of this game may well be out of the race for the Capital Conference postseason tournament. Even the winner will have a hard time making it. They're going to have to win some more games down the stretch. Knights will be playing against Marymount here at the Knight Sports Arena Wednesday night. We'll have that one for you. And a 5-second call on Harrisburg. They could not get the ball in. That was huge. Great defense by Southern Virginia. As Jaron Anderson will check in to replace Spencer Brown, who had 2 big foul shots just a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah,
and now the Knights are going to try to avoid the turnover.
Prisby seems to be fine now, checking back into the game along with Jaron Anderson. But now the Knights are going to need to take advantage of that 5 seconds.
Armstrong gets it over to Alex Johnson, ahead to Anderson. Knights want to work the clock a little bit, but they really want to look for a good shot here. A lot of time still left in the game. It's only a 2-point lead. Rumbaugh with the shot clock at 6. Foul line jumper, good! A 4-point lead. Pass down low to Williams, over to Bing. He lost the ball on the floor. It's picked up by the Knights, and they're going to call a timeout if they give it to him. I believe they're going to say jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to come into play here. It looks like for a second, Nash, the Knights had control of the ball, and they're going to call a timeout. 62-58. And on the possession arrow, the ball goes to Harrisburg. 75 seconds left in the game. 4-point lead for the Knights. Inbounds to Williams, outside. Now the pass comes back inside to Williams. Shot clock at 10. Driving shot by Bennett, no good. Rebound, Rumbaugh. 60 seconds to go. 4-point lead for the Knights. Will Harrisburg foul? They'll try to get it to steal. Shot clock is down to 12. And they call a foul on Bing. Boy, at that stage, with the shot clock down to 10, if you're Penn State Harrisburg, you don't want to foul anybody. If you're going to foul anybody like that, you want to do it early in the shot clock, not later in the shot clock.
Yeah, Penn State Harrisburg really letting a lot of time run off the clock, not choosing to foul until later down in the shot clock, and fouling a pretty good foul shooter too with Aaron Rumbaugh.
Aaron Rumbaugh came in hitting 70% from the charity stripe this season. He's got a chance with a couple of foul shots to give the Knights a 6-point lead.
You know, it's looking like we could have a little bit of another repeat here for the second game today. Down at halftime, coming back, taking the lead away from Penn State Harrisburg. Knights just really needing to hold on to this. If Rumbaugh can come back and make these 2 free throws, that'd be huge for the Knights right here.
Yeah, for the Lions, you know, you go back to the women's game, the first game, they had a 8-point lead at halftime and ended up losing that game by 6. And the Knights trailed in the men's game here by 6 at halftime, and right now they got a 4-point lead. Frostburg, by the way, in women's action, leading St. Mary's 38-23. And of course, the Southern Virginia women and Frostburg, they were tied at 4 and 7. So if that score holds up, they would both be 5 and 7, and it would still be a spirited race in the women's ends of things in the Capital Conference to see which team might eventually get that 6th spot.
Yeah, and
of course, Southern Virginia, I believe, will be playing Frostburg, I believe, on February the 14th. Yep, they play February the 14th. That's a Wednesday. And who knows, it may well come down to that game for the Knights women's team as Rumbaugh hits the first foul shot.
That was a big time shot there for Aaron Rumbaugh. He's going to need to connect on this one to kind of take this game away.
And Rumbaugh hits the foul shot. Well, this has truly been a game for the Knights where there really hasn't been one star. Cale Thornton, of course, 5 fouls. He fouled out. He's been the big offensive force lately for the Knights, but the Knights have really spread the scoring around today. 6-point lead, 38 seconds to go. A 3-pointer by Wise, no good. Rebound, Prisby, he is fouled. And Prisby hits the floor hard again. He'll go to the foul line to shoot 2. It's not quite out of reach. Still 31 seconds to go, but now it's a 6-point lead for the Knights. And if Prisby can hit at least 1, maybe 2 foul shots, he turns it into a 3-possession game.
Yeah, as you were saying, not really a whole lot of, you can't target this game on one person that's carried this team. Jaron Anderson having 16 points. Sam Armstrong having 11. Prisby and Johnson having 8 points, along with Aaron Rumbaugh and Spencer Brown having 7. Really been a pretty good team effort here in this game, bringing them back.
And Prisby hits the second foul shot, 65-58. And now I'm sure Tony Caputo wants his team to know one thing: do not foul. Play tough defense, don't foul. Harrisburg works it up court in a hurry. Gets the pass down low to Williams. He scores 65-60, 25 seconds to go. Timeout taken by the Knights. Good, smart timeout there by Aaron Rumbaugh. He was having a hard time getting the ball in. And he wants to make sure they don't have a 5-second call and turn the ball over.
Yeah, those are the kind of players Caputo likes having on his team. There's those smart players where Aaron Rumbaugh knows he's not going to be able to pass that ball in. Too much pressure on him, not seeing any open spots. Doesn't want to turn the ball over, calling a good timeout.
65-60, Knights 5-5, trying to get their 8th win of the season. Trying to improve to 8-11 and 3-9 at the conference. If the Knights can pull off this victory, they were trailing by 6 at halftime. They actually trailed here in the second half by 9. It looked like for the opening minutes of the second half, Nash, that Harrisburg really had this game under control.
Yeah, Harrisburg's biggest lead, I think, was 11 at some point in the second half, too. They had an 11-point lead in the first half as well. And Southern Virginia doing a really good job of cutting that down, finding big plays.
And right now, the Knights have a chance to lock this one down with 25.6 seconds left. A 65-60 ball game. Southern Virginia getting ready to inbounds. Want to make sure they get it in and don't turn it over. Rumbaugh inbounding to Alex Johnson. He is fouled. And Alex Johnson, a good foul shooter, 75%. If he can hit them both, it's a 7-point ball game. And again, that's 3 possessions, barring any fouls. And you got to wonder if Harrisburg can score 7 points in 24 seconds. Johnson misses the first one. Big one here. Trying to make it a 6-point lead if he can nail this foul shot. He got it, 66-60, as Winslow will check in for Armstrong. 24 seconds to go.
Looks like Coach Caputo telling his players, no D, no D.
Three-pointer on the way. No good, air ball, rebound. Bing missing. Knights have the rebound, that might do it. Brown's going to be fouled, and the Knights have a 6-point lead with 11.5 seconds to go. It's starting to look like the Knights are going to improve to 3-9 in the conference and 8-11 on the season. And this would keep their hopes alive of making the Capital Conference tournament. They're going to have a lot of work to do. They got Marymount coming up on Wednesday, and still home games to come in February against St. Mary's and Frostburg.
Yeah, these next games are going to be pretty crucial, as after the Marymount game on Wednesday, they go on a 2-game road trip.
Which is asking a lot, because it's York, who's 9-2 in the conference, and CNU, which is 8-3 in the conference.
Yeah, CNU being a tough school here in this Capital Athletic Conference, as well as York.
Ball tips that ball out of bounds, so it's going to be Harrisburg basketball, but the lead is now 7. And there's only 9.8 seconds left, and so you can pretty much count this one into the win column for the Knights. Layup, good. 5 seconds to go, 67-62. Harrisburg will go ahead and foul with just 3 seconds to go. The Knights will shoot these foul shots and then allow the clock to run out and wrap up this victory. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We hope to hear from one of the players for the Knights and possibly head coach Tony Caputo, getting the thoughts on this big comeback victory tonight for the Knights, as well as that game coming up on Wednesday against Marymount. 68-62. Again, just 3 seconds on the clock. Bronson makes it 69-62. And the three-pointer, no good at the buzzer, and the Knights win it 69-62.
What a good game here from Southern Virginia. Big game from Jaron Anderson, coming away with 16 points. Sam Armstrong coming away with 11, as well as Alec Johnson coming away with 11 points.
And so a 69-62 victory for the Knights. And what a tremendous comeback. Again, down by 6 at halftime, Nash, but also they were down, as you mentioned, by 11 in the second half, and yet they came back to win by 7.
Yeah, it looks like we got a repeat again from the women's game earlier, as there was about the same thing too. Such a good game here for Southern Virginia, and a good come-away win. As we're going to be joined here now by Jaron Anderson. Jaron, what an incredible game from you and Sam Armstrong and Alec Johnson. What can you tell me, what was going through your mind here in that second half, coming back, being down from 11 and cutting that lead down?
We just knew we've been on a losing streak, and we knew we had to get this win. This week we really came together as a team and decided we have to have all 5 men on the court going together, and that's what we did this game. It was definitely a team effort.
Yeah, it was. That was all around. The whole team did really well. Really tough having Cale Thornton foul out, as he's a big part of the offense, but you having 3 of 7 from the three-point line, having big three-pointers, Sam having big three-pointers, this just being an overall awesome game, kind of matching the women's game earlier. Now what's going through your guys' mind going into Wednesday, having Marymount come home again for a second home game?
This game's going to be huge, has a lot of momentum in it. We knew that we had to get this game, and going into every game, we believe that we just need to go 1-0 that day, and we just focus on that game. We're not focusing on the rest of the season right now. We're just focused on the next game.
Yeah, that's a good idea for you guys. Congratulations on this big win, cutting that 6-game losing streak, finally getting another win. It's going to look to be you're probably going to have to win out the rest of the season, which is very possible with all these teams. All these games have been pretty close. Congratulations again. Good game. We'll give the time over to Coach Caputo and Jim. Hopefully we'll see another big game here.
All right, thank you very much.
Congratulations. As Jim and Coach Caputo come over, as we remind you, game on Wednesday. Should be a pretty good one. Here's Coach Caputo.
Tony Caputo now will join us here on the post-game show, get his thoughts on this very physical play, but the Knights are able to hold on 69-62. And, you know, we were talking, Tony, that it was almost like last year's game, barring all the technical fouls we had last year, but very physical game, and I guess you were expecting that.
Yeah, we were expecting that. We weren't expecting Cale Thornton to play all of 15 minutes.
Right.
Honestly, I don't think he played 15 minutes, but that's what they got him for. It didn't seem like he was out there that long.
He had 5 minutes in the first half, and then he picked up those 2 quick fouls. And I was going to say, one of my questions is Cale did a great job playing in the second half with 4 fouls for a long time.
Yeah, he did. And the third and fourth fouls he picked up were really frustrating when you sit him out the whole first half, and then those are the 2 fouls he picks up.
Yeah, if I recall, one was a touch foul, one was like a
weird screen where the guy was right in front of us. The guy shoved him in. Their player shoved Cale into the guy who was screening.
And he's really been playing well offensively.
He has. I mean, he's a presence inside. I think he's either leading or second in the league in shooting percentage. And so, yeah, it was just a great gut check for our kids to come out.
What did you tell the team at halftime down by 6?
Well, we told them that that first gut check we had was the last couple of minutes of the first half. We're down 10. There's a couple of minutes left. Cale's on the bench. It's looking pretty desperate. If there's a 4-point swing the other way, they're up 14 instead of 6. And that's what I told them in there. I said that gut check the last 2 minutes to cut it from 10 to 6 instead of letting it go from 10 to 14 or 16 was huge, and that we could ride that momentum into the second half. But
in the second half, you guys got down by 11. I know it was 46-37, and that's seemingly when you make your charge.
Yeah, well, and we had to do that with Cale out, but thank goodness Jaron Anderson has been sick the last 2 weeks and just getting a little healthier every day, and thank goodness he got to where we needed him today. It'd been nice to have had him at this health level some of these other close games like Frostburg when we lost it in overtime, but hey, at least he's here today. We hang on, and this is a huge win for us going forward if we're going to have any chance. So.
Yeah, when you look down the list here, I mean, this really was a team victory. You mentioned Jaron Anderson, Sam Armstrong had that amazing three-pointer. Spencer Brown hit 2 big foul shots.
Yeah, Spencer, we had faith in him there at the end. He hit 2 big free throws. And I thought Alec Johnson just, he got a bad start to the half, didn't do what we needed him to do. We got him out, but he kept his head up, and I was real happy for the game that Alec played today.
The other guy was Aaron Rumbaugh. I mean, this is the kind of game where you can lose your head pretty quickly, and he kept it under control.
Yeah, I see Aaron's got 9 rebounds, which is huge when you think that Cale Thornton's not in there. For Aaron to go get on the boards the way that he did.
So now you get Marymount on Wednesday. You guys know, obviously, heading into the game today, 3 games behind the team ahead of you, that obviously you got to get a lot of wins down the stretch to make the Capital Conference tournament. So you got a big one here, and obviously Wednesday against Marymount.
It's a must-win. I mean, that's the team we're really chasing. Right. We lost in the last seconds at their place. It's a must-win Wednesday for us. No getting around that.
And what do you expect on Wednesday from Marymount?
They've got some nice players. Rucker they got a lot of experience. Rucker is really tough, the left-handed guy that plays in the post. He's caused us problems his whole career. They've got the Rogers kid that can shoot it outside. They got a lot of quickness. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But if we play with the kind of heart and desire and effort that we had out here today, I like our chances, because it was just really a gut check. There wasn't a lot pretty about this game today. It was just go out there and be a man. And we've been doing that in practice here the last week. We had a couple. Well, yesterday we had just one of those scrimmages where the other team wasn't going to let the other one win, and it wasn't. No one could score. The teams just got, aggressive defensively and just stopped. And that's what we had to get here today. Is because, what did we score? 60 something. We don't win a lot of games in the 60s. So.
Then you had the sixth man too. The crowd really got into it.
Yeah, the crowd was great.
Well, Tony, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Good luck on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Tony Caputo right there, and as Tony mentioned, this was a huge victory today for the Knights. They now improved to 3-9 in the Capital Athletic Conference. That was their 8th win of the season, so Southern Virginia is now 8-11 on the season. And Marymount is the next opponent. Marymount, a team, again, just ahead of them, Nash. So that is going to be a huge game for the Knights coming up on Wednesday when they host Marymount.
Yeah, it is. For both teams as well, too, for the women and the men. Men needing to keep winning more, build off this win. Such a great win here for this team. Also for the women, too, being such a great win.
That's right. In the first game, Southern Virginia were down by 8 at halftime, and they ended up winning that game 72-66. So 2 great come-from-behind victories by both the men's and the women's team. Make sure you join us on Wednesday. We'll have the men's contest for you as the Knights take on Marymount Wednesday night. We will have that one for you here from the Knight Sports Arena. That's going to wrap things up here today. I'm Jim Bresnahan for Nash Jones and all of us here at Southern Virginia University. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, for Knights basketball, and have a great evening.